Hi, I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to continue our series on the Dell PowerEdge R350 server. In this video, we're going to specifically focus on RAID. Let's get going. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Dell PowerEdge R350 server. Do us a favor, if anything that helps in this video, click that like and smash that subscribe. All right, we'll top in. This video is going to be specifically dedicated to RAID. So here's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to put up a chart to start that's going to show you all the different compatible RAIDs for your 350, and it's going to show you the different RAID levels, if they have cache, if it's a hardware or software RAID, the PCIe gen. It's just going to show you everything about them. It's going to be a nice little handy chart, so you might want to pause at that point if you wanted to learn a little bit more about just the general specs. Then we're going to show you how to actually install it, which is definitely different in the 15th gen 350 than when you go back to, say, the 340 or the 330, some of the prior gens for this type of system. And then at the end, we're going to show you how to configure RAID 5. So yeah, there's going to be a lot going on. So let's just hop into the fun stuff. So now that we've got a chart to see all the different types of compatible RAID and all the specs with them, let's go ahead and show you how to install it. So what I'm going to do here, all we're going to need here is a Phillips head screwdriver. We have our screws that we're going to use up here, so we're going to put this to the side, and then we have our RAID controller itself. I do want to note, this isn't like your normal RAID controller in the sense of we've moved away from the mini mono and the PCIe, so this is a RAID specifically for this system, okay? And I did want to highlight the actual RAID controller as well. So let's go ahead and show you how to install it. So we're going to pop our latch, lift your top. So I want to show you the whole RAID situation as a whole, because it is definitely a lot different for this generation. So we're going to come back here to our riser, and we're going to lift up our riser here so that you can see the cable. It does tend to get caught a little bit, so we lift that straight up. And so you will notice, and I don't need to remove this at this point because we're going to use this cable, but if I did need to remove it, it's just one screw right here, and you just pull it straight out, and the cable comes through this notch, and then around here. So one of the things I want to note, this is a very, very tight fit, and you definitely need to know what you're doing here, or you could easily damage something. So the first thing that is important to note is when you install or remove your old RAID card, there's 4 screws, and that's what we're going to use our Phillips head for in a second. But once you remove those screws, this tray will actually slide forward, which is very important to note. You definitely want to slide it forward because there's 2 connectors here. So if you just try to lift it straight up, it's not going to be able to do that. So you actually want to slide your tray forward so that you can physically pull it out and get it out of these connectors. So that's the first thing that I want to note. And when you do the install, you also want to push it forward so that then you can come back into it. So, all right, what I'm going to do here is I am going to line these all up to start, okay? Get my screw holes all lined up. Then I'm going to go ahead, put my screws in first. And once we get our 4 screws in, which is going to take me just a second here, but once we get our 4 screws in, we can then actually slide our tray back forward into these 2 ports right here and plug our cable in. So that's essentially what we're gearing up to do right now. One more screw. All right, so now that we got our screws in, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. We're going to plug this white plug in as well. Sometimes on the white one, I'll grab a little tool here to pull this in and make sure it's fully in and just be extra safe with it. All right, and now that we've got everything set up, we're just going to go ahead and slide this in and this in, okay? So let's go ahead. And I did misspeak a minute ago. What I should have said was you actually need to remove these 2 screws to slide your tray back. And these 4 screws are to actually remove the card from the tray. So I did want to correct that real quick so that you knew if you were trying to remove these, it's the blue screws that you want to start with to be able to pull the tray back. So if I try to pull the tray back right now, it's locked in, and that's what'll get you to be able to move it around. So, all right, so now we're going to show you how to configure RAID 5. All right, so now we're going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to configure RAID 5 with your 15th gen server. Now, RAID 5 is one of the most common configurations out there. It will require a minimum of 3 hard drives, and do make sure that your controller does support RAID 5. During post, you're going to want to press F2, and this will take us to System Setup. Once you get into System Setup, you're going to go to Device Settings. Within Device Settings, you're going to find the hardware that's installed in your server. Here you will select your desired RAID controller. Select Main Menu. In the main menu, you're going to select Configuration Management and go down to Create Virtual Disk. So what we want to do now is select the RAID level that we want. In this case, we're going to select RAID 5. We're going to leave unconfigured capacity selected. So now we're going to click on Select Physical Disks. On this menu, check both for the Select Media Type option. Then we're going to select all the drives that we want to configure in our RAID. Select Apply Changes, then click OK. On the Create Virtual Disk menu, click on Create Virtual Disk. Click on the Confirm box and click on Yes, and then OK. To confirm the RAID was created, head back to the main menu, then select Virtual Disk Management, and you'll find here that we've configured RAID 5 to our virtual disks. Congratulations, you've successfully configured RAID 5. Well, hey, if you found this video helpful, do us a favor, click that like, smash that subscribe, and if you're looking for any custom built Dell, HPE, Supermicro, IBM, Cisco, we would love the opportunity to earn your data center or earn your home labs business. Please email us at sales@cloudninjas.com. That's sales@cloudninjas.com. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Take care.